I'm not entertained by a nigga eating fucking cereal out of a shoe. Regardless if you think it's cool, you think it's funny, to me, it's coonish. FBCC, I got to my right. I got Maul. I got Barry. Got Soul fucking with his wire. And then I got Trey over here to the left. Let's get it popping. First question, fellas.
Just like that.
Just like that. Let's get into it.
But you said I was fucking my wire like I had a wire on me or something.
No.
I was trying to get info.
Hey, you know, give him some duct tape, man. Give him some duct
He
tape.
good over there. We got D out the house. Of
Yeah,
course, it's the
man.
boy, the Hoarders podcast. This is episode 12.
12 in this
We are
thing,
tapped
bro.
in. Dee-Nyce in the building. Go ahead and let them know where they can find you. Instagram. Let them know who you are, even though everybody knows your ass.
Instagram, FBCC Bay Area. Carpe Diem, the boutique, 1420 Broadway, downtown Oakland. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
How the shop going so far?
Nah, the shop's going good. I just left there today. Tuesday, we putting down the floors. And then we should be putting up the shelves. The store should have been open in March. But dealing with California and permits, and we had an old building, and already I'm $70,000 out the pocket and building up somebody else's building just to try to make this dream happen.
Damn. That's why
No bank loans. That's straight out my money. Like
Straight
no
up.
loans. I don't owe nobody.
That's right off the
Give
gate.
give the listeners
Big
a
shit.
location.
Location's 1420 Broadway,
What
Oakland, California.
What inspired the store?
So Carpe Diem is, seize the day. And the thing we wanted to do was in our store, it's a real boutique. Like every brand that's in the store is from people who actually make their own clothes. It's nothing you can go somewhere else and buy. You can't go to the mall and buy it. Right. So that was my way of, bringing something that's different and also still keeping with because people say they got a boutique, but that's not what I know a boutique to be, being from the East Coast. Like when you had a boutique, people went to a boutique because they didn't want what everybody else had.
Right, for
but
sure.
now you got boutiques that got the same stuff that you can get in the mall. That's not a boutique. That's just a corner store. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah, for sure. With that, like, cause I think we talked about it before. You said you letting dudes that's getting their own shit off, you letting it in the store.
Yeah,
right?
so say like a young dude is starting his own brand. It can't just be T-shirts. I mean, unless it's like really crazy dope T-shirts, but they really gotta be like making full tech packs, full everything,
Right, for
and
sure,
they're really
that
getting
real
off the ground and trying to get their brand out there. And with the clientele that I have, they'll have great exposure with Warriors players, Raiders players, and so on and so forth. But having that kind of exposure, and it's hard for a lot of young people or people in general to get their stuff in the store.
Right, for sure.
Stores want to tax you hella much, or it's not like you could walk and be like, yo, I make my own T-shirts, I make my own jeans and stuff like that. I just want to. They ain't messing with you.
Right,
I don't want that. I want to inspire that. I want to inspire people to not work for somebody else, work for yourself.
Is it just apparel or is it also footwear?
It'll be footwear too, but with the footwear, it's only footwear. Like we doing like the grown man 4s, 5s, 6s, the J's, and then custom kicks. But like I'm not trying to deal with getting the Royal Jordans and the Yeezys and none of that. I still want stuff that's like handmade. Like it's the whole idea behind the place is for somebody to come and get whatever they want. Right. Like you can come in my store and be like, yo, I need a suit. We're going to be making bespoke suits, custom tailored to you. And we trying to do it for under $300, which is unheard of.
Right, for sure. Hell yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you can't just wear one type of style. Like, and you shouldn't just be wearing suits to court. You should have a good suit for whatever event.
Exactly. I'm gonna pull up and come get me a suit for sure.
Yeah, yours going to be like $500 though.
I need 3M joint though. The for real 3M joint though.
Can't do the
3M?
I need the 3M thing.
The whole thing, or like the stripes
Like
or something?
red carpet. Nah, it's gonna be like dark gray, but when you pull up to the red carpet and they
lights
start
flashing.
flashing,
3M?
They be like,
He playful.
with the bow
he
tie.
taking that puffy shiny suit thing to the
Nah,
whole
you
new
gotta
level.
go, but you gotta.
I know what I'm getting, nigga.
You gotta get turtleneck though.
And don't copy.
He was pushing the turtleneck.
Hey, he said, and don't
though,
copy.
you gotta get the
Oh yeah, I
turtleneck.
might get the turtleneck with the Heat Hoarders logo right here on the neck part.
All right, D. So one
Don't
thing
go
we
yay,
know
yay.
about you from back that you still do is the Customizer 101. Explain that.
All right, so the Customizer 101 class is to teach anybody who, from any age group, who wants to learn how to take a shoe apart and put it back together, or any basic customizer tips where they might want to do this to fix up some of their old shoes, or they might want to do this as a permanent thing or even a side hustle to make money. So I started doing that because nobody was doing it at the time, teaching. You ask a customizer, yo, how you do that, they just straight ignore you. So I said, you know what, let me do affordable classes where I could teach these young kids. Because at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Like, when I came up, we had a lot of stuff to do to kill our time and to keep us out of trouble. Right, sure. I feel like now they cut so much. Already, this administration has cut art programs in damn near every school. So art programs are being cut out. Kids can't even facilitate their imagination, right? They have nothing for them to outlet their creativity. Right. So I feel like if they ain't gonna do it, somebody has to do it, right? And if you have a God-given talent, which I do have, why not share it and try to bring other people up? Because at the end of the day, I started doing this a while ago. I used to even do YouTube videos to teach people how to do shoes. And I used to get emails from a dude like, yo, I was able to pay my rent this month because of the stuff I learned on your YouTube channel. And that feels good, because I have an affinity for homeless people. Like, I think it's a shame that we live in the richest country in the world, and yet we have so much of a homeless problem, especially here in the Bay Area. This is the 6th largest economy in the world. The Bay Area alone is the 6th largest economy. In San Francisco, we're like the richest city in the United States, but we have like the worst homeless problem. And that could easily be fixed with tax cuts from, take tax from the rich and give it and open up shelters and stuff like that. But we don't do that. This is a capitalist society, and it's, each man, one man for itself.
That's real shit. Dropping jewels.
Our first ever interview with anybody was with D.
Yep, straight up. We was still the magazine.
Yeah.
Soon to come.
That shit started off.
Don't think it's over, goddammit. We coming.
Yeah.
Again, you know what I mean?
And that was dope. Like, y'all reached out to me, and I said, yeah, come on in.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to help as many people as I can. I'm like, especially people of color. Like, we got to do that. That's the one thing people be like, people hate on each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to hate on nobody. But I'm also not for people scamming people either.
You cool over there?
Y'all got me under the lights.
Hey, they got my man over there on the rotisserie.
Since we talking about scams, I seen you had like some shit going on IG with Mag Park. What happened there?
My bad. So with Mag Park, some dude DM'd me, and he was like, yo, do you find this fishy? And it showed the Instagram page, Perfect Kicks. And if you don't know Perfect Kicks, they make like the best movies where they even passing the light test, everything. And if they don't get it right that time, they'll make another version. So I was like, that is odd. And he was like, not only is the store following it, but the owner of the store, his other page is following as well. So I was like, yeah, that is kind of odd. And then I was linking back to Rob Dollar Beats on YouTube, because for like 2 weeks, this dude was just breaking the whole game down. And then he was talking about he was on a Skype call, because when you have a lot of followers on YouTube, what happens is that these Chinese websites will reach out to you and they will send you the best fake shoes to review, so people that follow your YouTube channel can go to their website and buy it. So he said he was on a Skype call, and when they're on Skype, there is more than one person that works at the company. So like probably where Derek is sitting, it was another person on a Skype call with a consignment shop. So with that consignment shop was ordering the Yeezys in bulk, and he owed that feed over, the sound and stuff kind of like spliced with his, and he heard the consignment shops ordering those. So then he started making videos telling people what he heard. And one thing what he heard was he had the Course 4s, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So his Course 4s, they have a flaw, but he didn't know what the flaw was because the real ones didn't come out yet. So what happened with the Skype call, the Chinese people was like, okay, you got he calls them 98%ers. I don't know what China calls them. So he started naming the shoes they send him 98%ers. So what would happen with his 98%ers, they'll be 98% close to the real. It'll be one thing off. But China does that on purpose because of the contract they have with consignment shops, so the consignment shops will have that flaw fixed, but the 98%ers, that flaw won't be fixed. And that way you'll be able to do a real fake video where you're showing the 98%ers with the actual fakes that are actually like 100% close. Yeah. So then you're looking at two real shoes. Well, one is fake and one is real, but that shoe that you think is real is actually fake. And consignment shops are ordering them. So then with the Mag Park thing, I started thinking, if you think about Yeezy drops, we all know that the Yeezy drops are very limited in stores like boutiques like Nice Kicks. There's another store in San Francisco that gets the Yeezys, and also the Adidas store sometimes get the Yeezys. These stores only get one size run, so they get like 12 shoes. So say if Nice Kicks get 12, the other store gets 12. That's 24. The Adidas store gets 24 pairs, right? But Adidas is not going backdoor to any shop. They can't.
No,
so then you even count the stores in LA. It's like 3 stores in LA that get it. All of that don't even add up to 100 pairs of Yeezys. So how do you have resellers that have 100 pairs of Yeezys in their picture? It doesn't make sense because there's not one store that gets 100 pairs. No Adidas store even gets 100 pairs.
No Adidas. No store.
And then you see people lying saying, oh, they steal them from the factory and they send them. That's impossible because of quality control. Now, one thing people don't understand is after Nike got busted in like I think the late 80s, early 90s with the child labor, all sneaker companies stopped owning factories in China. So what they do now is they contract it out to other factories. So this way, when, you know, Dateline gets on there and they be like, hey, they got children working here in these sweatshops, then that doesn't come back to Nike because they can wash their hands and be like, we don't own that. We just did a contract with that factory. Right. But so what Nike does is they'll have an American that will work there and oversee the project, because why would you pay millions of dollars to have your product get liquidated and made and then sold for $50? That doesn't help your benefit of fake shoes. No company benefits from counterfeit products. That's why they go to the extra step to stop it. You think Kanye is cool with all these fakes of his shoes? Hell no.
Nah, fuck nah.
Kanye would have a fit. Right? But so think about it. So say somebody said they got it from the factory. So you mean to tell me that factory was able to send you 100 real Yeezys? That means it's 10 stores that's missing their drop. They're not getting their drop because of quality control. So there's impossible that any of these resellers can get. Just them even having 20 is ridiculous. But if they have 100, that's impossible. You know why? Because they're getting it from third party. And that third party is one of those replica sites in China they'll be like, you know what? I got 10,000. They was like, well, we'll send you 100 pairs. Now think about it. If especially with the Yeezy 350s, those was the V2s was the easiest to fake because they're all cotton. So you say, you know, like what's the Zebras? They're reselling for $1,400. Now you got top notch, spot on fakes of it, 100 pair. You paid $100 per pair. You got $10,000. You got 100 pair. Once you sell 10 pairs of those, them other 90 is all profit.
For sure. Easily.
All profit. You didn't even got to sell them for $1,400. People like, damn, Flight Kicks got them for $1,400. This dude got the legit for $1,000. He just sold 10 pairs, made his money back. Now he has 90 pairs to flip at whatever price he wants to sell. And now you're caught. But then this is when the game get real twisted. If you bought a shoe from Flight Kicks, what is it, Flight Club? If you bought a shoe from Flight Club, would you think it was fake?
Hell nah.
You would think it's real because Flight Club has that reputation. You probably would buy a shoe from Flight Club and not even legit check it. Because you automatically assume. Now imagine all these top-notch consignment shops. Not the little mom and pop joints like Prestige and the ones around here. We talking about the corporation-backed ones like Stadium Goods. That's a corporation-backed. They're backed by billionaires. The owner of the Cavs brought into that store. So now these stores, if you bought a shoe at Stadium Goods, would you think it's fake? You wouldn't think it's fake. You wouldn't even second guess them to even
guess it.
So you wouldn't even legit check it. But if you buy some shoes from Bubba on the corner, you're gonna legit check it. But most of these people gonna go to these stores and they're gonna be like, I need to get a legit check. They're going to those guys to tell me if the shoe is real or fake. So they say, nah, this is legit. And then the other thing with consignment shops that they get away with this, consignment shops, so-called, all of their shoes are consigned from someone else. So now they can make up a fake name, a whole thing. Yo, we got this shoe from fucking Dee-Nyce. Here, these are his shoes. He's selling them for this price. We're going to get 20% of that. Now, if they come back and be like, yo, this shoe is fake. They was like, what? See, we consigned this from this person. They washed their hands of it. They're like, hey, a fake got through the cuts. It got through the cracks. We didn't do it. It was a consignment. We don't own none of our shoes.
Yeah.
That's where the game is messed up.
Who's to say a person is qualified to authenticate a shoe?
Exactly.
Right,
That's
for real.
another thing. People be talking about the real versus fake page. Like they say he used to sell fakes and stuff like that. I think somebody who used to sell fakes is probably a good person to let you know what's real and what's fake. You know, people hate on him for that. But I'm like, if he has he has a history in dealing with fake factories and knowing how it goes down, he might be a credible source to tell you if it's real or not. But at the end of the day, if they got the same, now we talking about Yeezys because they're cotton. Like, it's different when we talking about Jordans. Like, if we talking about somebody got some Ben 5s, we gonna look at that leather and be like, them ain't no Ben 5s. Because it's levels to leather. You know what I'm saying? It's quality, grades, weight. But cotton, engineered cotton, they ain't nothing but engineered socks on rubber soles.
Right, for sure.
And now they even got the fake boost. And it's the real boost. So they even got the boost. So you can't even tell no more about the boost.
Damn. Yeah.
So it's just like, why even pay resale for them joints anymore? You feel me? It's like,
Man, bro.
it's people want a status quo, and that shoe is like a status quo to people. But at
That's
this
exactly
moment, why are you buying that shoe? And no matter what, people gonna think they fake anyway.
The shoe game is like,
Or no matter what, you're gonna have to prove yourself about the shoe every time.
They
you
come with a
every
receipt. The shoes even come with a receipt now.
Yeah.
I seen fakes that came with a receipt from the San Francisco store.
Niggas buy receipts all day, duplicate receipts.
Yeah, the Chinese websites are sending them with the receipt. And then they'll ask you, they're like, do you want a credit card receipt to print out, or you want the regular store receipt? I've learned so much watching these YouTube videos, and these dudes is really breaking the game down.
That's crazy.
Hey, so being someone that
like the crack game, bro.
Being someone that reconstructs shoes,
Yeah.
what could you tell from a boost? Is a boost gonna last long?
All right, so that's actually a good question. So the thing with boosts, every technology, no matter what, has a lifespan. Boost has a lifespan. Boost hasn't been around for 10 years yet. Right. You think about it. If you, like, we take some of our OG retros from the 90s, the shoes crumble because air and oxidation deteriorates the rubber that they use. Because a lot of it wasn't rubber. It was like whatever. I don't even know what to call it. But with Boost, I've had people send me pictures already of their Boost already broken down. They're like, they're not even comfortable anymore. So after Boost dies, it's just a hard-ass styrofoam.
Who's gonna be the shoe in 10 years? Who makes the next run?
The nigga not here yet.
That's what I'm saying. Who makes the next run? Is just not here yet.
You mean like the company?
The company, yeah. At the end of the day, Nike.
But I'm saying, you saying signature shoe?
I'm just saying anything. Right
So
now,
he's just
Adidas
saying
came like a
now,
wave.
Who's still gonna be there? It's Nike.
Oh yeah, Nike gonna always be on top.
Think about it right now. Like,
but as far as signature shoe,
no,
I don't
10
think
years from now, what's gonna be the new wave?
Them.
What's gonna be the new hype to y'all? Because if you're saying Boost gonna be dead, Nike's gonna be there regardless.
It's gonna be anything except Boost.
I don't think Boost is gonna be dead, but I don't think they're gonna be as prevalent. I think it's going what Kanye West to be like 50. Like he ain't Jordan.
Yeah,
like people forget why we wear Jordans, especially like these young kids don't know shit about Jordan because they didn't get to see him play, so that's not their fault. But we wear Jordans because we was like, yo, and when he crossed over and pushed Russell with his hand, it crossed him over and hit that last shot.
So don't make me do you at any given time.
Hey, real shit. I may be going out on a limb saying this. It may be Reebok.
It could be anything, but
and that's what my question is. Like, who makes the next run? If Adidas dies,
only time can tell. But would you be surprised? Would you be surprised if Kanye went to another brand?
No, I don't think Kanye has. I don't think he has brand loyalty.
Exactly.
I think he's gonna take.
It won't be Boost. That's all I know.
But also, even with the Kanye thing, how you know what I'm saying? 5 years from now, you think Kanye will still be the same name he is with these hype beasts? You know what I'm saying? Like, will he still be prevalent? Like, oh yeah, I love Kanye. Or will they treat him like they treat Lil Wayne now?
It might be Little Yachty Nautica boots. in 10 years.
Be boots.
I don't think it'd be little any of those people because those are niche artists. Like Kanye West was really he was like one of the dopest artists we had in a long time. Like because
he's still a dope artist.
He's still I don't like the TLOP album though. It had no replay value for me. And I love my Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's like my favorite Kanye album. But getting off subject, but like Lil Yachty, he's a niche artist. Like Kanye made genius music. You know what I'm saying? And he made it at a time where gangster rap was real popping. 50 Cent was the man. Right, and he came in and let dudes who went to college, who wasn't thugs, feel like, yo, you know what? It's a space for me here too. Yeah. So I think a lot of people fuck with him on that aspect of it. But I also think it's gonna get to the level where maybe he's not even people like, man, fuck that old dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this new generation, they getting more and more disrespectful. You feel me?
Yeah,
So maybe
and what
might
you
be
saying like Lil Yachty's a niche artist? It's 2017. Niche artists is just having a long run.
But right
I think.
but right now it's Lil Yachty. Next year we might not be thinking about Lil Yachty. He might be
Maybe.
some other nigga,
Yeah.
Lil Pocketbook or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Little
Lil
pocket
purse. Lil purse.
Yeah, it might be.
Little
Never
man,
know.
little man bag. Little man bag. Nigga might be wearing a skirt. Oh, we already got that. We got rappers.
I
with
know
skirts.
facts though. In 10 years, it won't be Boost.
Nah, facts is still gonna be Nike. Look at what Nike.
Even if it ain't Nike, it
Real
won't
quick,
be Boost.
no, but real quick, look what Nike just did in this last week. People sleeping like, and I always give Nike hell because I feel like they was slacking because they the innovators, right? You always got to respect Nike for the innovating. Those fucking power adapt laces, shoes, them shits are like Air Monarchs with automatic laces. Those shoes, that whole
Monarchs.
technology should be for just handicapped people. You feel me? Like people who can't, like they did the Fly Ease. They should be for, and they should be affordable for those kind of people. Like, we don't need no power laces shoes, right? But what they did though, they got the marathon. They just did the marathon, and the dude did the marathon in 2 hours and 24 seconds, broke the record by 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So now he ran the fastest 26-mile marathon. Nike did that. The Boston Marathon that just passed 2 weeks ago, first, second, and third place was all Nike runners. No Adidas runner was in there. And Nike has a shoe, I think they call it the Vapor Light Elite or something. The shoe has a cushion in that's rivaling Boost, but
So
Nike's not selling it.
That's what the
they
runners
made
was wearing.
That's what the runners was wearing. So, and if you look it up, you'll see they show the breakdown of the sole. The shoe is not a appealing shoe. Like, it doesn't look as good as the Ultra Boost where you can say it look like, oh, I can wear that with everything.
Yeah.
This shoe looks like it's just for running. Like, it ain't got a lifestyle aspect to it. But they only made, I think, 9 pairs right now, and they're giving them away for people who run their 5K. You get a chance to win them. They're gonna start selling them, but they didn't start selling them yet. But that shoe, the cushion on that shoe, they say is shitting on Boost. Man. So Nike already got a cushion in. While we sitting there talking shit about Nike, and everybody like, oh, Boost this, Boost that. Nike sitting there like, yeah, wait till they see these. You know what I'm saying? We gonna kill them. Nike's still killing them performance-wise. The new ACG boot doesn't have a lace. It has like it's inspired by a paper bag where you just pull back and it laces up by itself.
Malibu nigga, he listening to you.
Nah, that's Adidas is just having a run right now, but Nike will always be king.
Yeah.
All right.
Nike research is always king.
For sure.
Yeah, and when people even start talking like, nah, Adidas got it right now. No, Adidas has hype. You're a hype beast. You fail to realize that Nike sells way more shoes than Adidas. Jordan by himself damn near sells more shoes than Adidas.
They so hyped that they believe that the shoe is comfortable.
Yeah.
They believe that's why they got the shoe, because it's comfortable.
Yeah, they're like, it's the most comfortable shoe in the world. They buy that shoe because Kanye West wore the all white ones on stage, and after that, the sales went up because nobody was wearing them shits 2 years ago when Boost dropped.
At all.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Them shits was in Foot Locker for $49, $39, buy one, get one half off at Chic because they couldn't sell them Boost shoes if they so comfortable. Till Kanye West had them on, then y'all was like, oh, like people make themselves like, oh yeah, the Yeezy 350s is fire. They make themselves believe that.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it is dope. I like it. I fuck with the vision.
I fuck with the vision. At the end of the day, if you want any shoe to get hyped, just put it on the artist.
It got to be a hype artist. Like, I don't think no other artist has that. No other artist has that pull that Kanye has though. Kanye has the hype beast's heart.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yep.
He tapped in, and it's crazy because Kanye's 39 years old. He's got 16-year-old kids like looking at him like he's their age. Like, Kanye is God, and usually an older rapper don't get that respect from these young kids.
I was gonna say Jay-Z, but I don't even think Jay-Z would get that.
No, Jay-Z don't get because he'll get it from us. But not from these young kids. Like Kanye was literally got like third graders. Like, I need the Yeezys.
Yeah,
this third graders
S-Dots is on the way back. Y'all tripping, man.
Hey, if they retro them, I'm on.
So to come back to the reason people buy shoes, it's mostly because it's limited. But the real reason people buy shoes, to me, is the resale value.
Exactly. No, that's true. Like, people, soon as, you got to think about it, soon as all these blocks, they all do it at the same time. Yeah. They're like, oh, these Yeezys going to be super hard to cop. Or this LeBron, like the out of nowhere LeBrons. These going to be, only one store had them in 34th Street in Manhattan. The only store that had the LeBrons. People was fighting outside for the fucking shoes, right? and then they tried to resell them. Nobody wanted them. They had the 14s ugly. No one wanted them. So you did all of that, and you're not even going to make your money back. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. People say, "Oh, it's limited." How limited? Is it like super limited? Because if it's zebra limited, then I can get 1,400. But is it cream white limited? Then I can only get like 300.
Exactly.
400.
And that's why LeBron's ain't selling right now because you can't resell them.
Any shoe that doesn't have a resale value now sits.
Exactly.
I bet any money the pure money for is sitting.
They'll be there till next month.
I hope they do.
They hit the outlet.
I hope they do.
As soon as they 120, I'm on it.
The cold part is this year we're really getting dope shoes and nobody's appreciating it. And nobody's appreciating it.
But tell me you don't love that.
Pure money.
As a real sneakerhead that really knows the nostalgia.
Like I'm back in my East Bay days.
I said,
y'all can hate on Boost all you want and Yeezy. I'm happy for it because I'm buying Jordans. Man. 2 pairs, 3 pairs.
Less than retail.
Right?
I seen Premier like full size run. I said, wow.
Yeah, like this.
Pure monies?
Nigga feeling like back
to
now, even the $400 Jordans is sitting. I went to what is it? Shoe Palace. They had the white ones and the olive green ones up there.
The Pinnacles?
Like, the Pinnacles.
Yeah. Pinnacles.
You can't sell them. They're already 400. No
resale.
Nobody wants them for 500.
Yeah, exactly.
Not gonna happen. We don't even want them for 4. We trying to we waiting. Y'all fucking it up by buying.
You can't resell them for retail
at all.
You got to sell them for less. You know what I'm saying?
What you think about those premium 5s they've been releasing? With the
dude,
I don't even know why those are 400.
Let me tell you what I think about those. Exactly. Them shit's ass juice. You know why? Because them shits is basically the bin. And the bins wasn't $400. So you can't give us already a premium quality of J's. You gave us the brown 2s, right? Those was fire, good leather. What they cost when they had dropped?
Ben 2s was like what, 220? 190?
Right, 190 I think they was.
They wasn't 400.
The Ben 5s. The Ben 5s, right? What was they like? I think
all bins was
they was around 200 with tax, right?
Yeah.
So in the Ben 5s look better than the they about to drop another pair of all black 5s and they got like the fucking pleated leather and where the Ben's at. They're gonna be 400. No, why are you gonna pay for that? Don't pay it and they're gonna drop the price. Right.
Ain't nobody buying it. No resale.
How you feel about the Don C's?
They're not worth that damn fucking $350. You seen the Arctic Orange joints? Yeah. They want what is it, $350 or $400 for our size, then $250 for
GS size.
For GS, and then for a baby like $150. Is it?
Something like that.
Fuck out of here. Them is just 2s with fucking quilted leather. The leather don't look no different than the other J's. But true. You know what it is? This is where the sneaker community is hurting itself because y'all paying resale for horrible quality Jordans, even some of the Jordans. The remastered, them shits wasn't remastered. Them shits still had flaws. Remastered was just remarketing. Yeah. That's what remaster stands for.
I ain't never seen I haven't seen a remastered Jordan yet.
Yeah, we're gonna remaster this Jordan, and we're gonna the 15s. They remastered them, and they said it had dual air zoom in the shoe. So it's a dude on YouTube who cut shoes in half. He cut the shoe in half. It had one zoom pocket in the back. Nike had to give the one guy his money back, but you lied. You told us it had the double zoom like the real 15s.
Is that Nightwing?
The OG. No, that's another dude.
Oh, okay.
No, Nightwing.
Nightwing did it. Yeah.
It was Nightwing. So, but my 15s that I got, because I got all the OG 15s, they got the double zoom. And I paid $140 for them.
And
so
you're
paying $200.
You to check your 15s. And you still
you're paying $200 for a shoe that's made cheaper than it was when you bought it before.
Yeah, straight up. But
shout out to Nightwing. He just dropped a shoe this morning.
Yeah, the brand black.
Tomorrow,
the brand black, right?
Yeah.
He dropped it today.
So that's big.
Yeah,
shout out to Nightwing. Shout out to Wear Testers.
Brand black. That's
from the Bay too, right?
Jamal Crawford, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Brand black. Is that Jamal Crawford?
But do y'all know Skechers owns brand black?
Oh, okay.
Y'all didn't know that, did y'all?
Hell nah.
That's why you here. Gyms.
Right.
Jewel.
Jewel. We got you here.
So out of all the brands we talked about, I do want to ask you what's up or what happened with Under Armour.
So Under Armour, I didn't design any shoes for them. I did. They sent me 4 or 5 pairs of shoes. The Curry 3 was one of them. It was the new Swift joint they just dropped that Migos is promoting. Okay. And then it was the Primo. Those 3, and it was another shoe I can't even think of right now. So we supposed to do a project that was inspired by a koi fish. So because of Steph Curry, when he was in college, they went to some restaurant and had a koi fish pond. He used to like dare his teammates to jump into the koi fish pond. So that was like the little story. So I designed the colorways for them, inspired by that. I got paid for it, but I don't know if it's gonna drop. I don't care because I got my money. But I don't know if it's gonna drop for the simple fact that the Curry 3s are so bad, and they're not trying to sell them. They already moved on to the 3.0s, and the Curry 4 is about to drop. So they paid me, so they might be like, hey D, can you do it for this collection? We got some better looking shoes where we can really use your talent. So
you'll be down to do it.
Yeah, I Under Armour, they got good people there. The only thing that Under Armour issue is, like, and I keep telling them, we're in, like, you really have to pay attention to the trend. Like in school, we learn trends, how to see the trends 9 months in advance and everything like that. And one thing that they're not paying attention to, the trend right now is minimalism. Nobody wants to see a big ass logo on the side of their shoe
at all. Right.
Even think about it. When Kanye went to Adidas, right? His first shoe was the 750. If you looked at the 750 on the wall, you would never say that's an Adidas shoe.
Hell no.
He didn't want their want their logo on the shoe for 2 reasons. The main reason he didn't want it on there because everybody fuck with Nike. And he was like, I don't want the big ass 3 stripes on there because people don't like that. So what he did was put the Adidas sign under his strap. That's where the Adidas logo was at, hidden under the strap. So you got to unvelcro the shit, then look like, oh, that's an Adidas shoe, right? Then he put on the front of it the YZY on one shoe, and then on the other shoe, which was the right shoe, which would always be the shoe that if you put it on the wall, you always put the left shoe. Right. And that was where the little Adidas leaf was at. He did that on purpose for 2 reasons. One, he was just with Nike, and they didn't know how it would do. And they said, you know what? Let me do a design, something like I would have did for Nike, but let me not put your logo all over my shoe. And it worked. Got it. Because it didn't look like an Adidas shoe. That's what's up. And that's what Under Armour needs to learn. And with the Curry 4 from the prototype that I saw, they finally listened. So the Curry 4, the Under Armour logo is like this big, and it's only on a pull tab on the back.
Oh, okay.
And the upper, like, to me personally, if this Curry 4 doesn't do good, it's like either the hate is just too crazy. I had nothing to do with the Curry 4. When I went to my interview at Under Armour in Portland, I had already did the Curry event. I think y'all was there at the Den, right?
The Den.
Yep. So we did the Curry event, and one of the product line managers from there, he was there at the time. He was the one who had the low top 3s before the 3s even came out, because we was launching the Luxes.
No, exactly.
He was telling me, he was like, yo, the Curry 4. He was like, I don't really even like basketball shoes. I don't even wear sneakers. I'm not a sneaker dude, but the Curry 4 is nice. So the following 2 weeks, I went to Under Armour, and my interview was with Peter Ruppe. Peter Ruppe is the head of Under Armour footwear. Like, Kevin Plank is the owner, Peter Ruppe.
Got it.
So that's who I had my interview with. So when I'm talking to him, like, you know, I told him, I said, I heard the 4 was dope. Could I see it? Because I want to see it. I want to see if this dude is lying. Because he's like, yo, I don't like sneakers. But when I seen it, I was like, yo, we got one. So I asked Peter, and he was like, oh, no, we don't even have that shoe here. And I was like, you know, because I forgot the dude's name at the time. I remember his name. I was like, just say Mike. Mike told me it was dope. He was like, yeah, we don't have it here. But, you know, so we kept talking in the interview. Then he was like, so do you want to work here? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, work here in like Under Armour right here in our footwear department. Right. And I was like, if I could work like from home and like report to y'all. Right. Because at the time I still had a quarter left in school. And then I really like being in the military and like living far away from my kids. If I had to move with the, you know, on deployment, I promised him that I wouldn't move again. So like whatever I do, I have to do it in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
So at the time he was like, I just wanted to see if you was open to it, but we're gonna do a project instead, see how we work together well. And that was the Koi Fish project. But so you know, we had the interviews talking, and because he used to work for Nike, and he was actually behind the Air Pressure, the Nike Air Pressure, which is one of my favorite shoes, and I have 5 of the OG ones from '85 in my sneaker room. And after you know, I guess he was filling me out. And then after, you know, so after the interview was over, we was sitting, chilling, talking with the rest of the guys. And then he came out of nowhere with the Curry 4. Okay. So he came with the Curry 4, and the sole was still like a plaster mold. But he had the uppers where you could put them on to see what the different uppers would look like on the sole. Okay. The sole was crazy because the sole was like 3D. And the midsole, think about the Jordan 11s, but it's a little thicker. Okay. So the midsole has the SC logo, and it's like sculpted in the sole.
Okay.
So that's how it's gonna be. And the bottom was like, it looks like it's gonna be an ice sole like the Jordan 11s. So then when you flip it over, the sole, it goes like this, and it cuts in like this deep and comes back this way. And then this whole part is like where the carbon fiber would be. It's like almost like a ½ inch deep.
Oh, okay.
And then the upper would kind of remind me of LeBron 9s. It had like the you know, the heated plastic, but with fly knit. So it had like the knit. The shoe it's a good looking shoe to me. I think it's a good looking shoe. I think if they don't sell that shoe, they're in a lot of trouble because it means either the hate or even the backing of Donald Trump at that one time. It's either the hate is just so bad that the shoe can't get love. Then they're fucked. Because the shoe, I think it's a good looking shoe. I would wear the shoe even if they didn't pay me or even sent me the free shoes.
Especially
I would actually buy that shoe.
Yeah, especially
I would really buy that shoe because I'm like, yo, this is a good looking shoe.
Now I want to see what they look like now.
Yeah, I definitely want to see.
That's what these brands need to do. They need to stop. Like you said, the dude that you had talked to that told you about the Curry 4, he worked at Under Armour, right?
Yeah.
But he don't even like sneakers.
No, he don't even like
sneakers. So what
sneakers.
the fuck is you working for a sneaker
company? They need to look at the
for?
culture. Like,
exactly.
So this is the dope thing about Under Armour. Nobody even knows the story. So remember the 73 win season, right?
Yeah.
So before the season started, right? So the Warriors went up to like 5-0, right? So in my head, I was like, because the year before that, I was like, man, Under Armour. I was like, I'm gonna buy these Under Armour shoes, like the Curry ones. I said, I'm gonna support. I fuck with the Warriors. I'm gonna support. I put them on the Foot Locker, and then I looked at that big UA logo on the mirror, and I was like, oh. Man, they look like rejects. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like like the Spalding shoes. Yeah. Like I was like, you know what? They feel kind of comfortable, but I can't do it. So I gave it back to the dude, right? I tried to. So with the Curry 2s, I was like, them is all right. They look a little better than the last one, but they still got that big UA logo. And in my head, I wanted to customize them. So I said, you know what? I put it on Instagram. I was like, yo, if the Warriors go 20-0, I'll customize some Under Armour shoes, some Currys. Warriors went like 22-0, right? So I did the cork. I did the cork Currys to celebrate. Okay. To celebrate the 20 wins and no losses, right? The best start in like NBA history, right? So I did that. And a dude from Under Armour, his name is Dre Wright. He used to work at Def Jam. Okay. He was a top exec under 30 in Forbes for Def Jam, for the work he was doing at Def Jam. Now he works at the entertainment department for Under Armour.
That's what's up.
So he seen my picture somehow, even though my page was private.
Right.
He sent me an email from London. He was like, and you know, when you do shoes, people send you emails all the time. They always want some free shit.
Yeah.
Right? I don't do free for nobody. If you're a millionaire, don't even think about fixing your lips to act. So I get this email. And he's like, "Yo, I like what you're doing with the Currys. Yo, you made them joints look wearable with jeans. Like I didn't think that was possible, right?" He was like, "I work for Under Armour, whatever, such. Give me your number. I don't give nobody my number. Give me my number. I want to call you, but right now I'm just going through customs in London." I was like, "Oh, this dude trying to get big ball and shit in London and customs." So I was about to delete it.
Shit.
Before I pressed delete, I looked and it said his name at Under Armour. I was like, oh, he really worked for Under Armour.
Okay.
I said, legit. I said, okay, he legit. So I said, bet. I gave him my number. He called me. He was like, yo, you the future. He was like, yo, your work is dope. He's like, yo, I want to work with you. I was like, yo, whatever, man, I'm down. So from there, he started screenshotting all my work, and then he sent the pictures to Cam Newton. So Cam Newton was like, yo. So Cam Newton back's like, yo. Because he was like, yo, I got a new dude I'm recruiting for Under Armour. And he wasn't lying. Like, after that, he was like, yo, give me your address. I was going to send you some stuff. Yo, the very next day, to show me he was serious, I had 14 boxes from Under Armour of gear, kicks, everything. I opened the door. The UPS dude was like, I got more. He's like, it's boxes. Yo, that shit took up my whole dining room. Damn. I was like, what? Then the next day, I got 10 more boxes. For like a whole week, I was getting boxes and shit. I was like, yo.
They was for sure plugged
He was
in.
serious. He was like, yo, I'm letting you know I'm not no. He's like, I only answer to one person. Like,
there's only one person above me.
There's 3 people above me.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't answer to nobody. So he's like, you know what I'm saying? So he did that. But the thing that happened, so Cam Newton was like, yo, I want D to do me some shoes for the Super Bowl media week. So he hit me. He was like, yo, D, I know this is real late notice, but Cam really wants you to do some shoes for him to wear for media week. He going to be in the Bay Area because Super Bowl 50 is in San Francisco. Yeah. So he was like, what you could do? I was like, and I happened to have a foam posit design of the Carolina Panthers. Okay. Because Thomas DeCool, who's from Oakland, was playing for the Panthers, and we was doing some foam posits for him. So I had that print already made. Already designed. So what I did was send it to my people in New York. I was like, yo, print this on leather and send it back. I need you to print it right now and send it back right now. So I had to do overnight mail. I'll pay for it no matter what. So they sent it. I told my school I had finals and shit. I was like, yo, I'm about to do this thing for Under Armour. They was like, don't worry, we'll let you miss a day. So I went home, I did it. I was working on the shoes for Cam Newton. I was like, I want to make the zipper so when you open it up, it's so the Superman chest. So I went to Joann's.
So clean.
I went to Joann's and I got the Superman bed sheets to cut it out to get the Superman chest. I made it perfect, made the little zipper, had it open. I was like, boom. Then at 2 o'clock in the morning, we had a blackout on my block while I was sewing the shoes. So I had to wait a whole hour for the electricity to come back on.
Damn.
So electricity came back on at 3. Another hour. I finished 4 o'clock in the morning. I leave my house. I jet down to San Jose to his hotel. I had the joints in a metal briefcase that said Top Secret on it, and I gave it to the lady at the front desk. And the next morning, Cam Newton had them on at the press conference. So I'm getting all these acts. The Carolina Panthers posted a pic of his shoes, and then it went viral. So I guess when they posted it, people knew I was doing. I don't know how people knew. It was like, nah, FBCC did those. Y'all should add them in. They telling the Panthers, yo, why y'all not giving credit?
Yeah,
and Dan Rovell, the writer from ESPN,
Yeah, Dan Rovell. Yeah,
he was reading the comments. He was like, oh, this guy FBCC did them. So he went through the comments, went and emailed me. It was like, yo, I'm Dan Rovell, and his email was from ESPN.
Right.
He was like, I want to do an interview on you. Can I call you? So he called me. We did the interview. He put on ESPN. It was on the Washington Post, some other newspapers, and it just took off from there. But what people don't know is that Under Armour headquarters, they was pissed off.
Damn.
They was angry. Dre was in trouble for doing that because they was like, how the fuck did Cam Newton get custom shoes? No, the whole year, Cam Newton's been wearing custom cleats. I think Dez was doing his cleats, but none of them got TV time. Right. Soon as I did a pair of the Curry 2s for him, them shits was everywhere. And Under Armour didn't know how he got them. Yeah. But because, Cam is a swag dude, fashion dude.
Yeah,
Dre used to be in the industry, so he a swag dude. Right. And Cam was like, you know what? I don't trust them. I want you to. And I seen the dude you was telling me about, so I did them. And the thing that did.
Lane.
No, the thing that did get kind of twisted because the design had the Panther clawing, breaking the claw, and the claw was like 3 claws.
Right.
That only fit on things. So people was like, are they Adidas? So they was kind of mad about that. But then what changed it? So for that whole week, Dre was like, he was like, yo, D, man, shit is bad in the office. They coming at me left and right. So he was like, I'm just laying low in meetings. But then the Super Bowl came, and in the Super Bowl, I think it was either Coldplay or Maroon 5 did the halftime show with Bruno Mars. All of them had on custom shoes, and Kevin Plank seen that. So after the Super Bowl halftime show, he was like, they all had on custom Jordans from Nike ID, right? So he was like, man, Kevin Plank was like, damn, get Dre whatever he wants. So he went from being like, damn, they coming at my head.
They about to get me up out of here too.
He had too much power for them to get him out there, but they was pissed. But he went from that to seeing the Super Bowl halftime show, and they had on all custom Nikes. And then Kevin Plank was like, oh, this custom stuff is real. Dope. So he was like, and that's when they brought me out to the headquarters and stuff like that. And then when I was there, I see why they're not catching our culture. Yo, they dress like the people that work there wear like chinos, like slacks, with their shirt tucked in with curries on. Like tighten every lace tight. They're just like Republicans. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I believe it.
So like you got to think about a lot of those people don't have our culture. They don't know what we know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know like
Under Armour never been that type
brand.
But at the same time, Under Armour's only been making shoes for 9 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they the babies on the block. You know what I'm saying? And they did a lot of growth in that time. But this year, it really hit them. One, Nike plays dirty. Nike like, oh yeah. So Curry outsold us last year. We got something for you.
For sure. No, Nike does that. Yeah.
And KD finna be a free agent. Yep. Let him go to the Warriors and shut that shit down.
I got you.
Now he went there. His shooting outsell Curry's, but Curry's shoe ain't number one. Yeah. It's LeBron, Kyrie, Curry, KD, Harden.
And I stay saying that, especially for us in the Bay. Now every kid go to the store, get a pair of Currys and a pair of KDs.
Yeah.
Like that, they ask their parents for a pair of both because now you have 2 superstars. Exactly. So Nike's still winning.
Yeah, Nike's still winning. And if they don't do a good job with the Curry design, Nike could have really killed Under Armour this year if the KD9 actually looked good.
You see the new sneakers app?
Did you see the sneakers app shit?
It's called Stash Spot.
So it's called a stash spot. So basically it's probably going to be like a milk truck or something that they didn't design that you got to find the milk truck in whatever the city is for you to be able to buy the shoes. Because they're going to be, the truck going to have, say, 15 pairs of kicks on there.
Right, but they did that with the Kyrie, the Krispy Kreme.
The Krispy Kreme John. But so imagine that it's on a regular now.
This is my thing. I'm not fucking jumping through a hula hoop to give you my fucking money. Right? What the fuck do I look like? The last time I chased a fucking truck, I was like 8
Ice
and I
cream.
wanted some
Right.
fucking
They want
ice
you to
cream.
chase the ice cream
Right?
truck.
And I want some fucking ice cream.
Right.
Like, I got come back. And the motherfucker keep going. You got to run down for 5 blocks because he thought the shit was funny. Like, I'm
That's
not
what
doing
they
that
want
to
you
buy
to
no
do.
fucking shoes.
They
Like,
want you
I
run
don't
down
give a fuck
Rosecrans.
what shoes they
I don't
are.
care what shoe it is. I
They
don't
want you run down Rosecrans.
Right. One thing people really get confused. Like, yeah, I have a sneaker room. I love sneakers, but I don't give a fuck about sneakers. If I
Me
can't
too.
buy it, it don't change
I don't care.
It don't
Yeah.
change my day.
Straight up.
If-
Right, for
I don't
real.
even try to get shoes online no more because I know they got bots. Look, I could have easily bought a bot years ago. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm OG. I remember when Jordans came out on Wednesday. And we went to the store on Friday and got them. We didn't even go on Wednesday. We didn't fucking wake up on Wednesday. Fuck that shit. I did on Friday. I'm still going to be there.
Sleep in.
Right. For new sneakerheads, I just say like this. Honestly, only buy what you really like.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, for
all
sure.
of the hype right now, I promise you in 10 years, it's going to be gone. Just like nobody rocks Jabot jeans anymore. But back then, we was paying $2 and some change for some Jabot jeans. But right now, nobody wants them. Everything dies, right? And a lot of the stuff that's hype right now is going to die and it's never going to come back. No zombie is never coming back. Like, buy what you really like. Because you like it, it'll always have a value to you. If you're buying it because you're trying to impress men, because that's what you sneakerheads are doing
Yeah,
now
exactly.
anyway.
Exactly.
There's women, yo, straight up, you could find the baddest bitch in the club and you could have on some Yeezys, maybe even the zebras. She gonna look like, what the fuck you got on your feet? Them shits is ugly with all them lines on it. And you done thought you was the shit because you paid $1,200 for some zebras and all she see is some fucking lines. Like, why would you wear you? How old are you?
You got these stripes.
You got on
How
shoes.
old
You got
are
these
you?
striped socks in the club.
You got on the
He got-
motherfucking Madagascar.
He got all the Yeezys.
He got on the Madagascar.
Yeah,
Like,
no
yo,
bitches.
Crack-a-lackin'.
Yo, what's crack-a-lacking? Yo, is them the fucking Madagascars?
I'll never get mad at a reseller because it's
Me
the
either.
buyer that lets
It's the
him
buyer.
do that to you.
Dude, if I know I can sell you this shoe I just paid $200 for, and now I can sell it to you for $1,400, nigga, a dummy is born every day.
All right, man. Is it that? D.
You gotta do it.
Let's go.
Wait,
You get into a lot of Instagram drama.
Because I keep it real.
Yeah.
I'm in an era where we speak our mind, and it's called speaking your mind.
Yeah,
in this
right.
new era, if you try to give somebody knowledge, you hating.
Right.
That's what they do. Oh, I don't like Lil Yachty. Oh, you hating. How about I don't like a nigga who rap like he fucking retarded? How about I can't like a nigga who write like he rap like he write for niggas who hold a whole pencil when they write? Like, yo, how come I just can't be that person? Why
Yeah,
I
yeah.
be a hater? Maybe
you can't have an opinion in 2017.
look, you
real.
got to
That
think
shit's
about
bullshit.
it. I grew up on Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie. These are dudes who was painting pictures with their words, like, and it was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, people could say Pac ain't a lyricist or whatever, but Pac was so real that his music right now is relevant,
Yeah.
timeless,
Right.
Timeless.
regardless. You can't hate on that. Even if you don't like him, say if you from the West Coast, you like, man, fuck, yo, you know what I'm saying? Fuck Biggie. But you can't say Biggie didn't make dope ass music. You can't say that those two rappers didn't change a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And
Just
these
there
are
is that.
people that got classes in college and
Yes,
they're teaching
right,
people
bro.
about these.
They're teaching them because their lyrics were so thought provoking, right? This new music is fiend music. Like, we used to listen to the drug dealers rap. Now we listen to the drug addicts rap.
Right.
The pendulum swung the whole fucking wrong way. Like,
Yeah,
what
that's
Jay-Z said?
crazy.
He was like,
Right, it's cool to
what
be a
Jay-Z
user
said? He
now.
was like,
It's cool.
I came in. What y'all doing? He was like, I respect. He's like, y'all respect the guy who got shot at. I respect the shooter.
I respect
Right,
the
right.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? When he said that, that's when the game already started changing. Think about it. He made what? Death for Auto-Tune. The only nigga that heard it was T-Pain. Everybody else kept running with Auto-Tune, and they popping, and T-Pain dead. And he the one who started the shit.
That's crazy.
Like, it's you could come in and copy a nigga now, and niggas will buy your shit. Back then, the whole thing was
You couldn't copy. Yeah.
Tupac didn't want to sound like nobody. Jay-Z didn't want to sound like nobody. They'll go in the studio and be like, yo, see that shit Jay-Z just came out with? I need something that's going to shit on that.
Right.
And they come out with something different that's different, right? Now they go in there and be like, oh, let me get something that sound like that Panda beat.
Let me get some
Yo,
of that
let me get-
Amigos.
Yeah.
Yo, let me get something
Right.
that sound like the Migos. And all the shit sound the same.
That's why I got them tight beats when you
Yeah.
look on Instagram and all
Yeah.
that.
You know they gave
Get a-
Migos a college course? Did y'all know that?
Probably in Atlanta.
Migos
What,
had a
Bad and
college.
Bougie?
Nah, at
Etiquette
NYU.
class?
NYU.
Yeah, at a bad and new like basically culture etiquette class or whatever. It was right when culture dropped.
See,
Damn,
that's
I ain't
But
that's
know
they
bad.
had it at NYU.
It is bad,
at
but that's
NYU,
just
they had-
that's the time we live in right now.
We live in a time, think about when me and you grew up. How'd you used to get your information? Like me, if I ask my mom, be like, "Hey, yo, mom, yo, what Abraham Lincoln did and such and such," she'd be like, "You better go get a fucking encyclopedia."
Yeah.
Encyclopedia.
Right?
Do they even
Bro,
make encyclopedias anymore?
Dude, whenever I wanted to know
Wikipedia.
something, whenever I wanted to know something,
Wikipedia.
she'd be like, "You better go over there and find the letter of what you're looking
Exactly.
for and search through that
That's
motherfucker
real
till you
shit.
find the answer." We live in an era, these kids get on their phone and be like, okay, Abraham Lincoln, boom. They got 20 facts pages that come with everything you need to know about Abraham Lincoln on their phone.
Wiki.
And yet, this era has information on their hip. We had to go through books. And they the dumbest generation coming up.
It's a short attention
You have
span.
the most information ever.
It's a short
It's-
attention span.
Hey,
You
look,
can learn anything by Googling it, and yet
Y'all
you
got
let people
Google.
lie to you
Look.
without even using Google.
Look, nigga, who's that? Killer Mike said it. He's like, bro, you got to use your phone more than just for World Star. You feel me?
For real.
Yeah, that's real shit. Cause
I haven't been on
you
World Star in like 6 years. Like,
like-
that whole website is
Like it's like you really got the world in your fucking hands
do.
with these fucking phones, bro. Niggas really don't.
I remember
use
we
that
had a
shit,
phone.
bro.
We
I
was,
was-
we was happy when we finally got text messages.
Right.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
used to have
yeah.
the two-way page where we text.
Text.
We get a couple
Boy, I
sentences.
had
boom.
I had to lie to get a two-way. Boy, I tried to say it was like a game system or something. I was trying to be cool. Remember
I'm
now?
not even-
I
yo,
told my grandpa, I was like, this two-way boy is like, I was like, nah, it's like a
Yo,
game.
I'm not even gonna lie. When Hov had that shit, he was like, I two-way her, so she writes back, smiley faces. Yo, I had the two-way where I was in college at the time.
Time
and
port.
You know it, right? So
Time
this is what I
port.
used to do. Because ain't nobody have my number, so I'd be on the bus and I put that shit on the alarm. And as it go up, I'd be like, yeah, what's good? I'm on the bus.
Wait, so
And
let me
like,
ask
yo,
my OGs, what were Scooby-Doo's?
Scooby-Doo's hard bottom shoes.
Okay, okay.
So Stacey
Brown,
Adams,
brown,
Yeah.
right?
Brown hard
brown,
bottoms?
brown hard bottoms.
Hey,
That's-
I used to
I-
tell every chick I talked to that the Steve Maddens I had that were them brown Steve
Yeah,
Madden
yeah.
were Scooby-Doo's, by the
those
way.
are Scooby-Doo. Any grown man shoe that was a hard bottom shoe was
Brown,
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doos.
Brown, it was
I
Scooby-Doo.
know-
Those
I
are
never
shoes,
knew
by the
that.
way.
Okay. Yeah, those are shoes, by the way.
Yeah, those are shoes.
Okay. So,
Hey, since we was talking about Pac, what you think about the Funk Flex thing?
Yo,
did you hear
Yo,
that?
as a New Yorker, I want to sincerely say, Funkmaster Flex could eat a fucking dick. Yo, straight up, you don't disrespect anybody who's dead. 1, 2, you didn't say it when he was alive. Don't say it when he ain't here to defend himself. 3, your ass been locked up on 3 different occasions for putting your hands on women. So you a fucking sucker ass nigga. So don't even talk about somebody that legendary when all you doing right now is trying to survive of being irrelevant. Because Power 105 murdered you.
yeah.
Y'all fucking struggling over there. And that shit you did was so out of pocket. Like, yo, I don't even know where that shit came from. Is it because the Tupac movie about to drop? But like,
I guess
just
so.
the whole disrespect of that shit is just so out of
And just-
pocket. Like, I never liked Funkmaster Flex. He fucked everything up. He talked too loud on records. They're like, yo, like nigga, let the song play. Like, he's corny and he dick ride everybody.
Yeah.
And then when you don't dick ride him, then he try to like disrespectfully shit on them because they don't fuck with him.
So I'm gonna just get in straight into it. We gonna ask what happened with the Paperboy situation, D.
All right, so the whole Paperboy shit started like this. I was on Instagram Live. My first time ever being on Instagram Live, and a couple people kept asking me about the Scoop 208 joint. If you're not familiar, Scoop 208, he's like probably the most popular YouTuber for shoe tubers is what they call him. He got like 400,000 subscribers, and then he's also popping on Instagram too, over like 100 and something thousand subscribers on his Instagram channel. So what happened was he has a Facebook group that's also super popping, and he had a dude in there named Brody Trump. He was selling fake Yeezys to people, and he was also admin. So when people would like try to expose him, he would delete their whole post, so it wouldn't go up. So the whole thing with Brody, he said, you know, he took for the Zebra Yeezys, he took all these pre-sales for people, and then he said his plug flaked on him, so he went with another guy that he always did business with who was legit, and that dude mixed in some real with some fake zebras, so when people got him, they started complaining. Now, when the shit hit the fan, he disappeared. Like, he didn't have no real pictures on his Instagram. Like, he had, like, one of those scammer profiles. Now, because Scoop has a reputable name in the game, he was backing him up. He made him an admin on his site. So that week, people kept hitting me. Because whenever something happens in Sneaker World, like, people think I know everything on Sneaker World. So people started hitting me in comments about, like, yo, you heard about Scoop 208? And I'm like, nah, what happened? It's like, just go on YouTube. You're going to see it. So I went on YouTube, and I seen all these different people making all these videos about the whole Brody Trump thing and getting scammed off the fake Yeezys. Yeah. So then after that, another dude asked, he said, yo, what do you think about Kanye West's nephew reselling Yeezys? So I was like, Kanye West don't have no nephew, so how he has a nephew reselling Yeezys? So now, when you take in the whole thing with Scoop 208, being this reputable dude, but then also his name being tarnished because of the fake Yeezy 350 V2s, which is the shoes right now that they have perfected to the point where you really can't tell the fake from the real, depending on what site you get them from. Right. So I was like, if this dude, like, so I know because I'm a Kanye West fan that he doesn't have any siblings. So therefore, if you have no siblings, therefore you cannot have a nephew. So automatically thinking about Brody Trump, I'm like, doesn't seem right. Like, you saying you're Kanye's nephew, and this is how you get the Yeezys to resell, but Kanye doesn't have any nephews. So now I'm already skeptical because of the whole Brody Trump thing. So I'm like, and then what happened was, after that, the next day, Soul Collector, the website, had posted, the article said, and I'm trying to paraphrase it real quick, it said, meet the man who eats shoes out of rare kicks. He eats cereal out of real kicks, out of rare kicks. Right. So, and it was Paperboy. So I read the article, and it was a line there, the journalist, or whatever you call him, blogger, can't call him a journalist because they did a shitty job, and that's what my whole post was really about. He said, are you really Kanye's nephew? And he said, yes, I'm really Kanye's nephew. Now me, because I'm a fact checker, you know what I'm saying, especially with this Trump administration, so right. I'm like, right? So I'm like, why didn't you, before you even interviewed this guy, and you already know he calls himself Kanye's nephew because you put it in the title. Why didn't you Google research that?
Gotta do your fact check.
Right. So if at that interview point you would have been like, okay, you're not Kanye's nephew because he doesn't have any siblings, so tell us why you call yourself that. Now, I've heard after I talked about it, people say he calls himself Kanye's nephew because he actually threw his Nike Air Yeezys up on the stage at the St. Pablo concert.
I'm not saying this to diss.
And Kanye autographed him and threw him back to him. And from there, he was like, yeah, I'm Kanye's nephew. Right. Now, if that reporter, blogger, would have did his research, he would have been like, okay, now I know you're not Kanye's nephew because you have a sibling, so just tell me why you call yourself. And he probably been like, you know what? It came from when I was at the St. Pablo tour. I threw my shoe up, he signed it. Everybody was like, oh, he's Kanye's nephew. And I just ran with the moniker. It's a nickname. It's not really for real. Then I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But at the same time, this whole article, this was where, like, I have no issues with Paperboy, whatever. You want to call yourself Kanye's nephew, whatever. You resell kicks. I don't resell kicks. We're not even in the same lane, like, at all. We don't do anything the same. You do your thing, I do my thing. But my thing is, you're part of Dream Team SF. Dream Team SF does a whole lot for the community, right?
Right.
So in this article, where I feel like it was very coonish to make a whole article about a guy eating food out of a shoe. Right? Especially in this day and age, it's like, okay, so this whole article was about this black dude entertaining us by fucking eating food out of a shoe, right? But yet, if you would have did a good article and a good amount of research, you could have asked better questions or pivoted and made him tell you, well, I'm more than a fucking sneaker reseller that eats cereal out of a shoe.
That was his choice though.
Right.
Because that's not, we're not gonna blame that on Soul Collector. He could have took that to that point.
Right. He could have spent and been like, you know what? Actually, yeah, I do that shit. That shit is a joke. That shit ain't nothing. But what is really something is that I'm a part of a crew that really gives back to the community. Right. In San Francisco, we have one of the worst homeless rates in the state. And we are the richest city in the United States because we got Silicon Valley. We got all of this going on. But we have such a very bad drug and homeless problem in San Francisco. And I know this because I went to school there. But we give back. We give shoes to the homeless. We give food to the homeless. We do drives. We do raffles. We do this and this and that. That's what that interview should have went to. Yeah. And me personally, if I would have did the interview, it would have went that way because I'm not entertained by a nigga eating fucking cereal out of a shoe. Regardless if you think it's cool, you think it's funny, to me it's coonish. And especially coming from somebody who actually really does give back to his community. You know what I'm saying? So like that, my whole article was really Soul Collector because in this whole day and age, especially as people of color, we really got to be careful on how we portray. Yeah, because they will definitely make us look like they're fucking pets and they're fucking clowns and haha we're funny, haha and all this. Because I've seen it on my page. I'll post something, they be like, I'll post something, it might be political, it might be drug related, like, yo, you need to stop fucking with lean. And somebody will post, man, just keep posting shoes. We ain't on your page for that. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're blocked. Because
block game
I love blocking people. That shit, block game like Matumbo. You feel me? Like, don't tell me, first of all, shoes is 10% of my life. You think us have a shoe page because I'm a talented customizer. That's only 10% of my life. I promise you, everybody who follows my page gives more of a fuck about shoes than I do. I really don't care about shoes. I like art. And I just happen to like shoes. But I like shoes. I'm not in love with them. Right. If I lose my shoe collection today, I'm not going to miss a heartbeat. You feel me? Like, it's not about that. It's just I like to put my visions to fashion. In the fashion sense, I like to do it on shoes because I feel like everything starts from the ground up. So the first thing that hits the ground is your feet. Boom. But I make clothes too. You feel me? And I just feel like in that whole thing, people in general think like us, people of color and everything, if we got a page that's about talent, about something that we could do, they think that's all we could do. That's all we are. We're more than just a fucking, fucking Paperboy's more than a dude who fucking eats food out of a shoe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's way deeper than that. He grew up in fucking San Francisco. And if I'm not mistaken, in fucking the what's the district up there? He live in the meatpacking district, right? Somewhere up there, not meatpacking district. What's it called up there?
Hunters Point? I don't know.
Hunters Point is one, and it's the other one.
I'm not sure where Paperboy from. I'm not sure.
Right, but San Francisco, if you grew up in the hood in San Francisco, it wasn't nothing nice. Yeah. You feel me? So he overcame that, right? He don't sell drugs, right? He sells shoes. He has a little clothing store. He's into fucking Japanese anime. He's making his own character.
So did he, because I didn't see the Soul Collector interview, did he talk about the store once?
I think they might even said he has a consignment shop or whatever they called it. I think they might have talked about it, but they didn't go more in depth about it. And that should have been something more to go in depth. That's a black entrepreneur, 30 years old, in San Francisco, in the fucking, we're still in a recession no matter what nobody tell you. Yeah. Still making his own way, having no boss. Like that, I felt like that's where the interview should have went. Like, this dude is making a living without having a boss. And that's dope in this day and age where we could be our own bosses. You feel me? Right, like, my thing was that maybe I'm old, you know what I'm saying? I'm out of touch with this fucking foolery and shit. But I just felt like that interview, could have been way better, especially being that it's fucking somebody from the Bay Area. The Bay Area don't hardly ever get anybody to fucking speak up for the Bay. Exactly. So when you do get somebody to speak up for the Bay, it's about eating cereal out of a fucking shoe. Right. I'm not even from the Bay. I moved here in 2003. But I met so many cool ass people, and this is my home. Like, I'm never moving back to New York. Like, I'm gonna live the rest of my life here. So at the end of my life, I will have lived in the Bay Area longer than I lived in New York, regardless. Right. So like, I still feel a part of the Bay, and I feel like knowing like all my friends that's from the Bay, knowing the pain. Like when I first moved there, they like, man, they steal from us all the time. So I like, man, y'all tripping. Ain't nobody stealing from y'all. But then when you're here for so long, you really realize
you see that shit.
LA steal from y'all. You know what I'm saying? They steal slang from y'all. Like if you don't live here, you don't know that. But I lived here long enough. 03, where we in now? 2017. That's long enough, right? And this is my grown up years, right? Like this ain't my high school years. I was an adult here. So to know the pain of the Bay Area and how we don't get acknowledged, when we do get acknowledged, I think me personally, I just think it should be more for the shit that you're doing to give back to your community and not for eating fucking food out of a shoe. Yeah, I don't care how anybody feel about that. If you can't feel that that's real, then you fake as fuck.
So when you were explaining this right now, I could tell like you really feel about it. So you more mad that Soul Collector made him look like that, or you're more mad that he took that opportunity and didn't preach the positive shit that he doing?
Right. So I was like, when I first did it, now talking about it, I see it more 50-50. But at the time, I was more mad at Soul Collector because I felt like, listen, one, it's so many of these sneaker blogs, they be posting fake sneakers. They're like helping the sneaker culture die. Yeah. Like they're not really helping it grow. It's like get in on what's a fad right now. So maybe last week the fad was, oh, look, all over the Explore pages, this nigga eating cereal out of the white Yeezys or the Cause. Right, and then even in the article, this started off like, "Yo, we don't even know if we can't validate if the shoes is real or fake." So now, not saying that the shoes he was eating the food out of, which I hate even saying that shit, it was fake. It's the fact that you didn't even verify if they are, and you still was like, "Fuck it, we still gonna do the interview on them about eating cereal out of a shoe." You don't even know if the shoe is real or fake, but you still want to do the interview about him eating the shit out of the food. Like, yo. If you just take a little bit of time, like, okay, let me ask him more deeper questions. Like, I just felt like their whole point for Soul Collector was like, yo, and maybe this is me fucking having a sick twisted mind. It was like, yo, look at this nigga eating food out of his shoe. Yo, put that shit on the fucking article. Like, yo, if that was a black-owned website, I doubt they would have put that interview. He was like, what do you want to put up? Fuck out of here. Right. Like, in his whole questions, he didn't give a fuck what Paperboy did. He didn't care. He didn't even want to go deep in that. He wanted to make sure his article was about meet the man who eats food out of shoes. And I just felt like that shit was just like whack.
This was one of our best podcasts because we got a lot of knowledge going through this thing.
Jewels.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad y'all invited me. I appreciate it.
We definitely like to end it off with shit. Ask you a question on where would you want to see the sneaker game, say, 3 years from now?
3 years from now, I just hope, like, because I don't think the fakes are going anywhere. So I would just like to see honestly, the same day resale be extinct. That's, if one thing I can say about sneaker game, I hope same day resale goes away. Like, I have nothing against resellers. I think we need resellers because there's always stuff that you're going to need from, from a couple years ago, retro OGs, whatever. You're going to need that. It's always going to be a shoe. You're like, damn, I wish I'd have got it. Now I'm thinking about it. I want to have it. But the only thing that I wish would leave is that same day resale, like buying a Yeezy on Saturday and selling it for triple the same day. I feel like once that goes away, I feel like it'll go back more to its organic state. Yeah. Because the shoe game is not organic anymore. It's just like a whole bunch of infiltrators, It's almost like the music industry. Like, you got to slut something out. Right now, the shoe game is getting slutted out. It's getting smutted out all over. Everybody, people who don't give a fuck about shoes, who even know anything about shoes, right?
Just want to slut it out.
Is in the game, and I'm the big pushers. I'm the reseller, right? But their whole collection starts from 2012 on. They don't even have anything from the 90s unless it's a retro. They have no OGs, right? Their whole sneaker collection started in 2012.
They got no silver boxes.
No silver boxes.
No Jordan face boxes.
Man.
So yeah,
for me, I want to answer the question boxes. Too. For me, 3 years from now, I want people to buy what they fucking like.
Yo, like, can the church say amen?
Preach.
Amen.
Preach.
Buy what you like.
Right.
And don't
niggas got to take a lie detector test, huh?
Nah, don't
do you fucking like these shoes?
Don't buy a shoe to show off to other dudes.
Yo,
Like, don't buy that resale shoe just to show off.
When I drop my shoe, I want to do the drop at the Oakland Museum. But the one caveat about it is you got to put the shoe on in the fucking museum and walk out with the shoe, or I'm not selling it to you. Because I'm only making 100 pairs of the first FBCC shoe. So I don't want that resale shit. I want you to buy my shoe because you actually really like the motherfucker.
And put it on.
Yeah.
Wear your
Better
kicks.
come with a fit. Better come
I
with
say
a fit to match.
3 years. Like, niggas gotta do their Googles, bro. Like, you gotta get your shit straight, man. Like it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get what you like. I feel that. But it's like, at the same time, do your Googles on the shit you like, too.
For real.
Do you know
Stop
what I mean?
being a sucker. Stop being a sucker,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
and lose your hard-earned
Get your
money
Googles.
because you don't get your Googles.
Finish
As
it, bro.
always, man. We appreciate you coming on, man. Any
Yeah,
last
man.
things you
Yeah,
wanna
family.
say?
Appreciate it.
Like
we
I said,
definitely
guys,
gonna have you again.
Oh, I'll come back whenever y'all need me to fill in. Somebody don't fuck up. Dre yawning, he yawning. It might be tired. And I'm the oldest one here, me and Grinch, and they the youngest ones, and they fucking tired. But if they fuck up, they don't want to come in. Y'all need us fill in. I'm here for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because we definitely come through. Because y'all young boys, I don't know. Y'all, the two youngest was the tiredest. It was like, man, if y'all don't know out there in TV world, it's like 2:00 in the morning. We really burning the night oil in this joint. So, so we might, if you see an edit on his face or his face, it's because that nigga yawn. We gonna keep it all the way 100. We keeping it all the way 100. We gonna put the Snapchat filter to make him look like a Kardashian. We gonna get the Kardashian filter on both of these motherfuckers. I don't know which one of them is Chloe. He Chloe, fuck it. He Chloe. We're gonna make Dre Chloe just because he closer.
Well, shit, that was definitely our dopest episode.
Hell
today.
yeah.
Yo, this was fun, and I didn't get to talk about this in the whole joint, but I am dropping my own shoe, and I'm bringing it back. I really don't even know what I'm gonna call the shoe because I just really think of nostalgia. The shoe is all real leather, you know, because I know Grinch don't like the fucking sock shoes, right? The boost.
I don't
none
like
of that.
hype.
Yeah, no hype. So I really want to bring it back to the vet. I want this first.
Call
shoe
the shoe nostalgia.
I'm thinking that's what I want to call it. That would been the name that's been stuck in my head because I really brought it back to the good quality leathers.
Yeah.
The little strap on there.
Exclusively
You know what I'm saying?
at Carpe Diem.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Straight up.
I think that we might call it that, the Carpe Diems.
Website can they find you at to buy the shoe?
We don't even have the website yet because I don't know what website we're gonna make for the store. But in the shoe, I actually had to make my own sample and send it to China, and because they made me a sample, it looked cheap, and I'm like, no, I want this shit to be quality. So I said, I'm gonna make it, and y'all copy my shit because I know y'all good at copy. I seen what y'all did with y'all Yeezys. What y'all did with the Yeezys. I synced it. So if you could copy the Yeezys like that, I feel like y'all synced it. Y'all could do it. So I said, fuck it. I know y'all good at copying. Y'all not good at originating. So I'm going to make it. So I made it. I shipped it. It cost me $140 to ship one shoe to China from here.
I believe it.
Crazy. But yeah, when the shoe drop, I actually will bring it on the podcast. We can show it.
Yeah.
But at that time, if y'all don't know, we working on something else real special.
Yep.
We ain't going to talk about it on this episode because we don't want nobody stealing our ideas.
Yeah.
Top secret.
It's gonna be a whole nother channel with us 4 dudes in there, and we're gonna have something real special for y'all.
Top secret.
It's what I would say G14 classified.
You know what I mean?
G14.
And the next time I come back, I promise I'm gonna have gifts for you guys because I got some
top
shit.
secret.
But y'all hit me at the last minute.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all
We
hit me at the
appreciate
last
it.
minute. But since I fuck with y'all, I made that sacrifice. But next time I come, I have some gifts for y'all.
Shit, we gonna have a
And-
gift for you too.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when the next time we come, probably that'd be when we tell the world about our other joint.
Announce
right,
our-
we'll do that. Right, we'll announce it. And but it's gonna be dope, yo. So please subscribe to this channel,
Yeah, man.
the Heat
To our
Hoarders
YouTube-
Uncut.
To our YouTube channel.
Yeah, man.
Subscribe to the Heat Hoarders Uncut. The link will be in the description down here. The link for the podcast will be in the description somewhere down here.
Ow!
Hit that red box. You know what I'm saying? Not Supreme. Hit that red box and
Not
subscribe.
that box logo.
Right? But hit that, support them because we're gonna have something even bigger. You know what I'm saying? That we all gonna do together in conjunction, and we think y'all really gonna enjoy what we got coming for y'all. So, like I said, this was a dope thing because we got to actually network on all our cuts.
Yep.
And we actually came up with something dope, and we think y'all really gonna like it.
This is the takeover.
And
Yes.
it was the takeover. So make
for
sure
sure.
this shit called the takeover because I
the
ran this
takeover.
motherfucking
The
show.
takeover.
Listen,
Takeover.
listen.
Hey, look, we
listen,
might just take my whole intro
I'm the
song
Beyonce
out,
of
put
the
the
group. I'm gonna
takeover.
tell y'all right now. I'm the Beyonce. That's Kelly, Michelle,
Wait,
and
hold
the
on.
rapping bitch we kicked out. What's her name? Latoya Lockett. One of them.
Luck it.
I'm caught in between the two. That's Latoya right there. But I'm the Beyonce of the group, so y'all better remember that shit. But we
man.
finna hit y'all with the joint. Y'all
whole
whole miss.
shit.
We did the whole. Can you stand the rain? Y'all ain't ready for the
Yeah,
shit. We
yeah.
about to hit y'all with.
Telling you.
Y'all ain't
Some
ready.
shit.
Tap in.
And we out.
Until
man.
next time.
It was the
Love.
takeover episode by FBCC.
Peace.
And
And
so. Woo!